was, okay, so if that's our theme song, if there was visuals, like if it was like a morning show, it would be you and me like with like just a few pictures of each of us, like one of us were laughing. One
like
of us were look like
the
oh,
Bronx
I'm a stinker. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, we just pulled up royalty-free music on Apple Music, and
We'll do a different one every week.
And there you have it. Or no,
There
wait,
you
no.
go.
And just like that. I really try to get it right this time. Shoot. And just like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just do a different royalty-free theme song every week and just see what comes up.
That's fine. Yeah.
It'll be like our thing, you know?
It'll be our thing.
Our trademark.
Totally. Fine by me.
Yeah. We,
All right,
we get a
well,
little slap on the wrist for playing music here and there. But I mean, come on. I mean,
come on.
I think Phil Collins and Beyonce and whoever else we played in that 90s episode, I'm pretty sure they're okay with it.
Yeah, that's just for like doing ad. If we didn't want to do ads, then we could just play whatever the
and
fuck
listen,
we
you guys
wanted.
can fast forward right through them, okay? We just get a little something extra on the side. We all know what we're doing here, okay?
We know what that 15-second ahead
exactly
button looks like. My finger constantly is hovering over
exactly.
it.
Well,
what's on the agenda today? Well, yeah, I mean, it's been a couple weeks since we've done one of these.
Yes, listen, it was the holidays. You were busy. I was busy. All of you listening were busy. We did the best we could, but we are back on track. We're back, baby.
We're back. And a new thing has come up in my life. I'm still full Sister Wives McGee.
Okay.
Here, but I 90 Day Fiance has taken over. I love
and I mean,
it's
you.
good. That's geed. Yeah, I'm only halfway fucking through the Darcy shit.
Oh,
that woman is messed up.
I told you, it truly is a journey watching Darcy's journey.
I mean, it's really a lot. And I woke up this morning at like 1:30 until 3:30, and I just watched like 2.5 hours of a tell-all where there was like some girl who was wearing what's it called? It's just a headscarf.
Hijab. I don't want to use the wrong phrase.
Yes, but and her name was Avery.
Yes.
And then Angela, I hate Angela. I mean, I used to think, just based on that, I'm like, you're a fucking bad
Now you get it, why I say,
like, I hate you. Yeah,
people are like, oh, she's funny, she's crude. I'm like, she's a terrible person.
She's a bully. She's a really, really, truly bad person. But I want to just, I should have written stuff down, but here's what I watched.
Yes.
I watched, I think I just wanted to watch a couple episodes or just get a taste. Oh no, you know why it was? It's because I have this new podcast, Reality Gaze. I'm sure everyone already listens to it, and I fucking love them. I think they're hilarious, but all of their shit is 90 Day Fiance.
Well, they used to be 90 Day Gaze, but TLC told them they can't use 90 Day.
Really? That's okay. It's a fucking number. Okay, whatever. Anyway, fine. Love them, and I just listened to them do what have I watched that they've even covered? I think just the before the 90 days that we're currently watching.
Okay.
Where there's only 4 episodes. So I'm like, well, let me learn more of these characters and stuff. So I rewatched the last 3 episodes of Ed and Rose, which is, I mean, that is but Rose is such a fucking goddess to me. She's such a bitch, and she's so fun.
Right.
No.
You know that his nickname is Pred.
Perfect.
You know that Ed's nickname is Pred for predator.
Like on Reddit and stuff.
Yeah.
I know he is a predator.
Oh, he's a horrible person.
And I know that him and Liz are back together now. Even though on 90 Day I'm also watching Single Life with Debbie, Colty's mom.
Okay, now we can't reveal our sources at all, and we can't even go into whatever. But just know, you guys, from very close source, Debbie's a terrible person. So don't feel bad for her.
Do people not think that she was?
Well,
she's not Babs. She's not Babs, and don't any of you say that she is.
Oh, like Babs Evans, Teen Mom.
Yeah, she's not Babs.
Well, sometimes there are people that feel bad for her because they're like, oh, Colty's mean to her. They kicked her out of the house and she's got to find her own place.
I'll never forget the moment where she where Jessica and Colt come to her hotel room and Debbie's like,
Right.
Vanessa just called, and she looks directly into the camera and like smirks, and I was like, so you're just an actual evil villain, and like you're being messy right now.
And
that was when I first hated her.
And she is not good to people that work closely with her. She's a horrible person. Just know that. So is Ed.
She might have some substance abuse problems.
And listen, a lot of the cast, not surprising, from before the 90 days, 90 days, all the different of them. Yeah, the fame, I'm putting that in quotes, the fame gets to their heads and they feel like their value to the show and the world is much greater than what it really is.
Yeah, and it's like, it's also, but TLC is also rewarding these people.
Absolutely.
Like, and Chantel's family.
Oh my God, I hate them so much.
I hate them. I hate Pedra's sister, who looks way too much. Sometimes siblings look too much like each other, and it annoys me into a level that I don't understand why I care so much.
His sister has got Caitlin Braceface mouth.
Like tapping against the glass and finding Nemo, little girl.
Yep.
It's like Maggie Gyllenhaal and Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm like annoyed by how much their faces look alike.
Yeah,
and Chantel and his sisters, and Mike Sorrentino and his sister.
Correct. Well. This is why I got exhausted with the series, because they just keep recasting the same people in the spin-offs or in the next season and the next season. It's like, oh God.
And it's just like Love After Lockup, where everyone's first season is genuine.
Right.
And then
second season, like, okay, we're following up. But then after that, they're believing the hype and it's fake and it's boring. But this new season is great because besides Soulja Boy, they're all new. And that's the sweet spot. We need new, we need fresh blood. But let's do like one season and then we're good.
Yeah, totally. Or pick up with them in 3 years.
Right.
Or not 4 months.
Yeah, or like a 2-hour special where we're catching up with them.
Right.
But I don't need a whole season of like Natalie and Mike. Oh God, exhausting.
Yeah, she's in the single life, and that's about as much as I need of her. I remember starting their journey earlier because you gave me like a list. This was like over a year ago. You gave me a list of good journeys to watch, and then I just got burnt out on it. Yeah. And I think this is when I was really going through it in Elmont. But anyway, I think theirs was a little bit too intense for me. Yeah. I'm like, just
and her eyes are intense.
And then also Angela and Michael as well. That was another journey I started, and I was like, it's just too much energy for me that I don't like.
Yeah.
So on this current journey I'm going on, so I started out with the last 2 episodes of Ed and Rose.
Okay.
Then I went on to Danielle and Mohammed.
Classic.
I mean, are they the best one? Yeah.
I think it's because
they're the biggest train wreck, I think. Well, I don't know a lot of the other train wrecks. I'm still a newbie.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like a classic. It's like a classic color in the Crayola box. You're never going to get rid of the red or the orange. Yeah. Sure, the tangerine is a nice color, but you're going to go back to that orange when you need to draw the center of a flower. Like, that's Danielle Mohammed,
No one will ever be able to convince to me why a white crayon exists, by the way.
What do you mean?
I guess you can draw on construction paper.
Yeah, and my dad taught me this trick. After you color your whatever, he would take the white crayon, almost, it like seals everything in. You kind of go over everything, kind of blends and seals.
All right, well, you convinced me. That was easy.
Little tip for you guys. Next time you're coloring.
Okay, so I want to have the one thing that I literally did write down for our agenda today is I want to discuss Danielle and Mohammed like on like a deep level.
Okay, let's do this.
So do you want to stop right here and do that? Yeah, let's do that.
Let's just get into it. And then we're going to talk the newest season, 90 Day Fiance, before the 90 days.
Oh, I got way more. I got Tim and Jennifer.
Yep. Gotcha.
Also, that blows my mind because I knew that I watched The Single Wife like right when I started watching the before the 90 days that we're watching, so I didn't really know who anyone was other than Debbie. And I knew Crazy Eyes.
Natalie.
But I don't care about her.
Yeah.
And then I knew, so Jesse, I never put together that he was the one with Darcy. And then I knew that he was currently dating Jennifer, but I didn't realize that she's the girl that's in his scenes with him. So now it's like, that was like a big, I'm like, oh
now do you get why I call him Jesse Von Trapp, the eldest of the Von Trapp children? Like, he is just so...
Yeah, he's more of a Rolf, I feel.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's just like very
Aryan, like first,
Yeah.
Aryan race.
Right. Yeah.
Hitler's youth.
And
he would sing "Tomorrow Belongs to Me" in cabaret.
Definitely an arsonist, and there are skeletons several places across Europe.
Right. Okay. So then I watched. I'm
Allegedly.
I'm pretty much all the way through Darcy right now. I went through her and Jesse, which I actually think I did watch the entire first season of 90 Day Fiancé because I know Pedro and Chantel. I know Pau and Russ, your favorites. Like I know that whole first season. Okay, so
very quickly before we get into Danielle Mohammed, are you two Darcy and Tom yet?
Oh, that's what I was just going to say. Okay. So I finished up with her and Jesse, and then Tom. Why does anyone like him? He's like
no one likes him.
Worst person.
No one likes him.
Oh, really? Okay,
no
good.
One. You know that.
I wasn't sure.
Remember that clip
where
he read my tweet?
Yeah.
On 90 Day
But
Strikes Back?
his sister's more of a monster than he is.
Oh, she's terrible too.
She's a fucking asshole. And listen, Darcy is clearly flawed. Darcy should not be in a relationship. She is in absolutely no state of mind to be in a relationship, but she's harmless. She's a good person. And it is really, really painful to watch these guys talk. The way Jesse, is that his name?
Yeah, Jesse Von Trapp.
Where he's like, have another drink, Darcy. It's just so fucking mean. He's a piece of shit.
He sure is.
Don't really like Stacy that much either. They show up like an hour late to the first day they arrived in Arabia.
I don't really watch the Stacy and Darcy stuff. I don't
watch Darcy and Stacy, but Stacy's in a couple of her episodes.
Okay, I'm just gonna play the clip really quick because I'm still so proud of myself that they made Tom and his sister read the tweet. And just for reference, you guys, this was after the clip where Tom,
he said, Darcy, did you gain weight or something?
Did you gain weight? And my point was that his sister is overweight. She's a larger gal, as am I, right? And I'm not dissing his sister at all.
But can I also say something to her sister? Because I was watching the tell-all at 1 a.m, and she says, Darcy's like, I just never felt like Tom was really having that good of a time. And her sister's like, is that because you were drunk then?
Yep.
It's because you were drinking. And I'm like, your cheeks are purple.
Yep.
Like, as if you want to show me someone with a drinking problem, I'm going to point to his sister. She has like 2 eggplants as cheeks.
And he thinks he can dance. And I mean, have a
the salsa
day on Reddit because people call him out.
She just gaslights. Yeah. She gaslights Darcy about that. She's like, he's fine. He's not a cat man. I'll tell you that much. And this is how it is.
He thinks he's a catch. He doesn't have a job. He sucks. Okay, so during that episode,
he has more of a womanly body than I do. I could set a drink on his ass and hips.
Yeah. Oh, God, he wants to be on Dancing with the Stars so badly. Anyway, all right, so anyway, I tweeted after he basically called her fat. Okay, so here we go. I didn't even know if someone was like, oh, they played your clip on 90 Day Strikes Back. And this is one of my finest moments because you gotta love when an asshole has to read words about himself like this. True. So enjoy. And they have to
try to play it off like he doesn't care.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Or that they didn't understand. They're like, wait, what?
Me. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with never seeing or talking to Tom again.
Darcy's a disaster, but Tom is a huge pile of steaming, thirsty.
Yeah, but you always come up smelling the roses.
Go flamenco with your sister.
Honestly.
It's salsa dancing, but yes, okay. And
Jodie.
Ask her if she's put on weight. I wouldn't dare.
Exactly.
Besides, she's lost 70 pounds. She'd kill you because you're an arse. You phony Hugh Grant wannabe. Snaggletooth dork.
You were like, that keyboard must have been on fire.
Oh, like, I was so pissed when he said, "Did you put on weight?"
Rant.
Let me just read that one more time. Darcy is a disaster, but Tom is a huge pile of steaming, thirsty shit. Go flamenco with your sister and ask her if she put on weight. She'd kill you because you're an asshole, you phony Hugh Grant wannabe, snaggletooth dork. Boom. Oh, that felt so good. Okay.
You did fuck up with the flamenco thing.
It was salsa dancing. Salsa dancing.
But if you're going to write a rant like that, everything better be perfectly spelled and grammatically perfect. Because then an asshole like me is going to write in the comments, THER''RE.
Oh, no, it was off, but it was salsa dancing. And then I put a little gif of him dancing with his sister. But the whole point being, yeah, you would never call your sister fat or ask her if she gained weight because it's an asshole thing to do. And Darcy is also someone's sister and mom and daughter, just like your sister. You
Okay,
piece
now
of shit.
I will counter
Okay.
with the only reason I'm countering with this is because I just read an article about it last
Okay.
night. That the thing that he said, "Did you gain weight to?" was her saying, "I'm moving on to bigger and better things," and he said, "Oh, so have you put on weight?" That's what he was making a bad pun.
How does that make it any better?
It was just making a bad pun. He wasn't actually implying you're fat.
Okay, well, she did gain weight, so he
just...
did. That's what he's
Oh,
saying.
has she gained weight? Well, then that changes everything.
Yes, she had gained weight since he saw. Okay, let's move on. I don't even want to give him more attention.
Like when Nathan says to Janelle that she gained 40 pounds at the one reunion.
I can't. Okay.
I'll never forget that. Okay. Darcy.
Danielle Mohammed.
Yes. Danielle Mohammed. Well, I'm just trying to think of what else I need to touch on that I've watched. But Tim and Jennifer I just really like Tim. I think he's a really good guy. I think he's a really, really good guy. I'm not getting the gay vibe that I got from
Pillow Talk.
when I first met him on Pillow Talk.
We didn't see him in the right context during his season, so he just came off very weird, disinterested, kind of cold. But that's his personality, and also he wasn't that into her once he met her because she's kind of fucking weird.
See, the 90-day gays or gay, what is it?
I think it's
reality gays.
Okay.
They think that she is like a true monster.
Oh yeah.
And I never got that from their season at all. I really didn't.
Oh, I thought she was
kind of a bitch. Like she kept calling him a pussy and stuff. But I did feel for her that she's like, why don't you want to fuck me? Like she's like throwing herself at him, and that would
get it both ways. I get it both.
Like, don't you see how that would weigh on you? And he's constantly saying, like, "No, I am into you." Like, it is demeaning to your,
I don't think
self-esteem.
he's the type of personality that should have ever been on a reality show. That's just what it comes down to. He seems like a kind of private-ish guy.
He's an introvert, and he's probably funny with his friends, like he is.
He
with
is funny on
Veronica.
Pillow Talk.
Yeah,
I think Veronica's kind of more into him again. Than he is into
well,
her.
that I don't like her really because based on she loved having that power. She like wore like pretty much lingerie to his going away party, and then she's like, "Let's send this picture to Jennifer," and she's clear, like she knows exactly what she's doing, and it's like really not cute when you're like, you have a 9-year-old daughter together, and in your like late 30s.
But they're one of the few couples that I do enjoy on Pillow Talk.
Sure.
Because there's a lot that I
can't
don't.
watch Pillow Talk because of Lauren and Alexi and because of Andre.
Oh, can't stand them. Don't even get me started on Elizabeth and Andre. Like, I can't even talk about them.
Lauren and Alexia on Pillow Talk, I need him to put on socks or something. Because the way the camera's situated, it's just a foot in the shot.
Yeah.
And then everything else is like...
They're just kind of boring to me. I'm good.
They're nice.
They're just beige.
And Annie and David have, I mean, I understand that they're like likable, but I'm like, okay, you guys are trying way too hard and you know that you're popular.
David has never grown on me, so I mean, I get the appeal why people are entertained by them, but I still think he's a smarmy piece of crap. So,
well, going back to Ed, now currently on Single Life, he is dating a woman in Brazil or something, like over it might just be Mexico. Okay. But things seem to be going well. She's like 38 years old.
Ed?
She's like
Big Ed.
Ed.
Oh.
Yes, Big Ed. That's like currently what's happening.
Jesus.
But then there's all this news that him and Liz are back together and engaged, and I don't want to sound like a dick because I do support women and I understand that women do go back to abusive situations, but I'm like, we all were kind of there for you when that whole thing happened and those recordings came out and everyone kind of gathered around Liz and like we're like, people were coming out and saying Ed abused me too, and now they're just engaged again. And I'm like, okay, Liz, like,
because there's a show and Liz is an aspiring actress, and
is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
That's
that. See,
what I've heard from my source, but it's been a while because I don't really follow the Ed stuff.
How much, the idea,
listen, if you are living in California, which is an expensive place to live, and there's a reality TV show that's willing to pay you for minimal work.
But Ed's the person that you have to have sex with. You have to have sex with him. And then talk about it. And let him talk about it.
Well, that's someone who's willing to do that.
But I heard that Darcy only got paid $15,000 per season, and that's Darcy. So there's no way Liz is making more than like $5,000 per season.
She's making something. That's more than what we make per 3 months.
Yeah, but we're not having sex with Big
Yeah,
Ed.
I know. I'm just saying, there's always going to be someone willing to do it.
It's not a real comparison.
And it's not only the
Big
money,
Ed.
it's the attention, and and people like that thrive off of it.
With that girl for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in a cunty way. Like honestly,
Yeah.
that's. And I'm just, that's the thing I really don't like about any of these shows is why aren't these people being canceled when people are getting canceled in the real world for so much less.
I thought
than
Angela
all of
was
this
going to be
stuff.
canceled, and she wasn't.
When? Was it like during the election? Was it like election stuff? Or just in general?
Oh,
her
just
being
in
a
general,
terrible
her being a terrible person, things
bitch.
that she's, I think, also been taped saying to Michael, calling him certain words that
Oh,
shall
God,
not be
that's
spoken.
gross.
Yeah.
That is gross.
I think. I could be wrong, but I think that was
Okay,
one of the many things.
Who are some other, like, before we really get into the nitty gritty, who are some other, like, who should I move on to? Because Darcy's really exhausting. I think I need to, like, dip into some other easy
move
ones.
on from Darcy. Like I said, I would, just for the sake of getting the whole picture of things, I would go to Tanya and Sinjin. I think you don't know about.
Oh, is that the woman that
segment.
looks like the woman from Love After Lockup?
Looks like Love After Lockup.
There is a woman in Love After Lockup that looks like this woman, and she was like, I think she had a boyfriend named Michael. She's like, "Get out of my house, Michael! I'm kicking you out." Remember that she was on Love After Lockup? She looked exactly like that.
Oh no, she's not
I've
older.
said this before.
Tanya and Sinjin. He's
Oh.
from South Africa. He's got longish hair. She has really long, wavy, curly hair.
Tanya and Sinjin.
I think.
Oh, Sinjin's the guy that's in Current.
Oh,
Oh,
probably.
Tanya, like Tanya is how it's spelled.
Yes. What am I saying? Tanya.
Tanya is probably how it's pronounced. I've only seen it
Okay, gotcha.
written, so I thought it was Tania for some reason.
In Canada, maybe
Okay.
she's Tanya.
Who am I thinking of then? Because it's the older
I think
white
you're
woman.
thinking baby girl Lisa and Soja Boy, who is also in this season.
No, that's not right. Because no. How do you not know who I'm?
Are you talking about
Love After Lockup?
Oh, Love After Lockup. That was. Oh,
Angela.
I think she
her
was
name
also
Angela?
an Angela, and her boyfriend. I can picture his face, and I can't think of his
Angela
name. Everyone's gonna be
Love
yelling at
After
us.
Lockup. I think it's Michael.
Is it Mike? Could be. She was also a smoker. She lived in like a single
Tony.
Tony. There we go.
Tony, and she's always smoking. So she looks like this woman from 90 Day Fiance, right?
You think she looks like Tanya?
No,
You think
no,
she
no,
looks
no,
like
no.
Kim?
Move on from Tanya.
I don't know who you're
the
talking
woman
about.
that I've been trying. The woman who like looks like that woman from Love After Lockup, and she's dating like an Indian guy. He's much younger, and I think they did just get married.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're going into. Okay, I thought we were talking about this current season. You are talking about Jenny and Sumit.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
I mean, the universes are all the same universe, but also colliding. I mean, yeah, I get it. Jenny
yes.
and Sumit. That could be another good one for you to go into.
Is she like evil?
No,
Or is she,
She's
or am
dumb.
I gonna feel sorry for? Is she like Danielle dumb?
no. I wouldn't say.
Because
Well,
Danielle's also a little villainous herself.
Jenny's just kind of clueless. And you
They're
want to
all so
shake some
clueless.
sense into her.
Okay.
That's another good one. Why don't you do Jenny and Sumit and then dabble in the Tanya and Sinjin?
And then George
And you know what? Tanya
Lisa?
ends up in a boot too.
For what?
Her foot. She gets in a car
Oh.
accident and her foot. She
That
gets
might be a little
boot.
triggering for me. I also, on the tell-all that I watched at 1 a.m, there was like these people, Maria and Caesar, which that was one of like the...
Oh, right.
depressing things that ever
Yeah, well,
happened.
basically we never met Maria.
Right, but she does exist. And then at the end
She
of this
does.
tell-all, she's like admitting that she's using him, and he's like, "Baby, I still want to come."
Caesar is kind of like a Danielle. I mean, he's obviously, I would say probably maybe somewhere. Probably maybe. That's very specific. I think he's somewhere on the spectrum, or he's just a lower IQ.
All right.
And you feel bad for him, but also he's going there with like candy underwear and shit where you're like, okay, well,
okay.
you're kind of just gross
I'm
too.
just looking at the different journeys like on my Discovery. Plus.
Just dabble,
Okay.
you know, start one episode, see if it tickles your fancy, and if it
But
doesn't,
if some of them seem boring.
do Jenny and Sumit. You'll probably get hooked on that one because there's quite a few twists in there.
What about, well, there's Colton
Oh,
Lewis.
God,
See, that one I can't watch just because
it's
Colt
exhausting.
is way too much like bacon fingers, like his facial expressions even. That
And the tone.
I can't, I don't think I'll ever be able to. Danielle, Mohammed, Molly, and Lewis.
Molly and Louise, you'll just get upset by it.
David and Annie.
I can't stand him, but you might enjoy it.
Jovi and Yara.
No.
I've watched Kalani and Asuelu.
Okay. I'm just saying no to Yara and Joey because people are probably going to jump on me all over that. There was some twists there. He's very unlikable, but now they're both kind of unlikable, and they're riding this gravy train and like selling merch and makeup and all this shit now. So now they're just annoying.
All right, well, I'm going to do next Tanya and Sinjin.
Tanya and Sinjin. Yeah, do that. The first couple episodes, you're going to be like, I hate her.
Really?
Yeah, just go with it. Go with it.
They're all pretty hateable. Okay. Yeah, no one else.
Watch that, right. But then going to bed at night, do a little Jenny and Submit.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be a good balance of like rage and like, oh, you goofy dummy.
Okay. Because we still have 2 days before Sister Wives release at midnight on Sunday. So I gotta pass the time.
Yeah. And
I get actual like anxiety when I think about Sister Wives because I'm like, it's happening like so soon, like in a day.
No, our last two episodes that we recorded recapping Sister Wives, which is on We Love to Hate TV, we actually played the episode as we were recording. And that was really just by necessity because the amount of academic material for us to break down was so heavy that we really just had to listen along, watch along journey.
Deep thoughts such as, they're adults. Bye-bye.
Okay, listen, we are not laughing because it was not funny. Because Cody is...
It's horrific.
One of the worst people on the planet.
Yeah, no, truly.
But after Amanda and I both watched it on our own, separately, like 8 times before by the time...
in that moment. Like, he is funny.
Because he's crazy. Because he's crazy and
but
he's
it
wacky.
is funny. Like, if you agreed with him, you would laugh out loud and be like, oh, Cody, you're funny. It was a good bit. He had a good bit there.
Yeah. But he's a terrible person.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens this Sunday. Depends on what they're throwing at us. If we do a watch and listen along, or if we're just recapping as normal. But if you're interested in Sister Wives,
second one, but
get your ass over there because we're having a great time breaking Cody down.
Carling and her wife, girlfriend have COVID. And so they've been really rocking through my Discovery Plus, and I'm just loving it. I think they watched the Family Chantel.
They should have followed Cody's protocols, right? And then they wouldn't have gotten it.
They should have. We all should have. Yeah.
Too bad Cody himself got it, but, you know, he's splitting. Bye-bye!
They're adults! The Jack Nicholson thing. That's like, the first part of it is just as funny as the second part. They're adults. Bye-bye!
And the hand motion, we're both doing it right now. All right, so could we get into this current season? Or do you still want to talk Danielle?
I want to talk about Danielle.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I really want to go into it. Okay, she's like fucking like Mrs. Lovett from Sweeney Todd to me. Like, she's just like, well, no, she's not that smart. But she just... The only reason I'm thinking of that is because, like, in my, like, thesis for my master's degree, the question that my professor submitted to me is Mrs. Lovett the protagonist or the antagonist of Sweeney Todd? And I mean, I was like horny while I was writing this thing. I was like, you writing that tweet. I was like, clickety, clackety, clack, clack, clack.
Hashtag 90 Day Fiance.
So I would like to discuss that thesis. Is Danielle the protagonist or the antagonist? And I like on a separate note, I don't think that Mohammed is a narcissist. Well, I think he's a narcissist. Okay. I don't think he's a sociopath or a psychopath like a lot of these other people are. Because I think that he could have easily, if he wanted to be a sociopath, he could have really gaslit Danielle. And a lot of the stuff he's doing is not gaslighting. He's being so completely honest. Like, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be with you. This is what happened. You lied to me about this, and I don't like that. I don't find that attractive. I just want you to leave me alone. And then at the tell-all where he said that she had that smell, everyone is literally beating it out of him, and they're all screaming at him, and he's like, you ask me over and over, and I just say I don't want to talk about it. It's a personal issue, and then you drag it out of me, and now all of you women are yelling at me about it. And I'm like, I'm kind of on your side about that.
Okay. Have you gotten to the follow-up or tell-all where
Oh, I've
he
seen it all.
okay, so where he's in the hotel room and then he gets upset with production because he's like, I have to go to work. Bye-bye. Where he's got to go.
No.
Have you seen that?
Maybe I haven't seen that one. No,
Okay.
I've seen him in Pillow Talk where he's like in his truck and he's
okay, that's one of them. Yes. It's whatever
Okay.
season is going to be after that. Because there was
Oh,
another
story.
follow-up where he says, like, I wish her well. We're good. I didn't want to hurt her feelings. Like,
He
we're
says that
good.
often.
We're good. And he just tries to make nice with it and move on. And I think he is so done with this show. He's over it. He doesn't want to be recognized anymore.
He's a truck driver, for God's sake. Like he took the most isolating job you could have.
No, I think he is a narcissist. I'm just going to go one at a time. In my opinion, I think Mohammed is a narcissist. I think he led Danielle on. I don't think he got off on leading her on. I don't think he got off on trying to make her think one thing or the other. I think he led her on because he wanted a green card, because he really only cares about himself. He didn't really care about Danielle. And he tried to get away.
Possibly think that he was. That's where I
right. So he tried to get away. He tried to distance himself. Of course, he wanted to be able to stay here. He wanted. I mean, it's not like he wanted his cake and eat it too. He just wanted to be able to stay here.
Asexual.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's a psychopath or sociopath. I don't think he has empathy. And I do think that there is a potential for him to maybe kill women along the way in this country and hide them. I can just see that sort of...
Truck driver's a great job for that, too.
Exactly. Now, do I know that for sure? Absolutely not. That's a legend. Like, I wouldn't trust him with anything. I wouldn't say he's a good guy. I would say he wants to move on from Danielle, and we need to respect that. Danielle, I think, is delusional because I just don't think she's that smart. I think she probably grew up with less than circumstances.
She has these great kids that are all smart, and she was with the dad for 23 years.
I think she's not very bright, and I'm not trying to say this as an insult. I think she probably is. She's just like a lower IQ. I think, tries to work hard to provide for her kids, and she wants to have a family, and she wants to have love like anyone would.
Friends. She seems to have friends that really do care about her. It must be so frustrating to be friends with her, though, when...
I don't think she has evil intentions in trying to drag this out with him. I think she just maybe has obsessive tendencies, and she...
Oh, she's a psychopath. If these roles were reversed, he would be seen as like people would be like calling like the police about him.
I feel bad for her.
She's a legit stalker.
I think it's annoying. I'm not gonna be like, oh,
you don't see her as being a stalker.
Well, no, I do, because I don't think she can process and think things through like most people can. Because I don't think she's that
could justify
bright.
it in their head, though.
And
then hearing that, like, you know, she talks to us on camera and she's like, oh, well, you know, I met Mohammed and he said this. But then we hear from Mohammed's side and we see tweets and texts and Instagram posts where she's like printing shit out and she's like threatening women and she, you know, like her online life, she's like not a nice person.
I think her lack of intelligence just hinders her from seeing common sense shit that you and I see and that you and I would not do, because you don't do that. And I don't think she has the intelligence or the emotional intelligence to be able to figure that out.
Okay,
because even look, when she's out with her friends and they're setting her up on dates, like you and I can see, and these friends of hers can see that this is really just for the show, but she really believes that she's going on a real date.
The reality gays, one of them thinks that they're 3 witches and the other one thinks that they're 3 angels. Oh, and they can't figure out what they are.
Yeah.
Cause it is fucked up what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. And again, if you and I went, we'd be like, you're not a friend. Like if someone's like, Amanda, I'm going to have you go on, or Jodie, you're going to go on a date with, I don't know, 3 guys out of my league. If I were divorced or something, I'd be like, oh my God,
but one guy was like fucked up. He was like coked out or something.
This is what I mean. She doesn't understand that you know, she's not in on the joke. She really is falling for this stuff. Again, I think it's crazy that she goes after him and everything.
Yeah, and I think that she is potentially dangerous. Do you not think that? I mean, the amount of times she threatened to get him deported, and then that's the thing. That's the evil thing, is she knows she has that power. So I was actually really happy for him when they went to court, and the judge just denied her right there.
Okay, I'm going to say something that probably. Oh God. Okay. Okay. I have a family member who, okay, I have like a cousin. I have not seen him in years and years. And actually my aunt, and I'm not saying this is Danielle's case, but I'm just saying, like, from my experience, my aunt she was on that medication that like pregnant women were given, and then they realized that it was creating birth defects. It's like flumidified something. I don't, those of you probably know, it was like late 60s, maybe like flumidified baby, something like that. And he was born, he just has like a very low IQ. He's able to maintain a I don't know, lower level job, just kind of stuff like that. Always, you know, I mean, you wouldn't know maybe meeting him, but he would do like really stupid shit. And I think at one point he was stalking someone, but they were leading him on. So he was like giving him money and all this kind of stuff. And then it turned to like a stalker thing. But he didn't get, like, in his mind, there is a relationship there, even though she would be like, leave me alone, whatever. But it's just like, it's not computing up there. Yeah. We're like common sense that we'd be like,
should be like released out into society. Like Danielle should be able to be doing this.
I know.
Not that she can't exist in society, but like,
I guess I see the good in her. Like, she is able to do this stuff, but she's just, I don't know. Yeah.
I know she's hurt. I feel bad for her, but I think that I think between the two of them, she's just as manipulative as he is.
Yeah,
I think she knows exactly what to say to manipulate him.
But I don't think it's with an evil intent, or like, ooh, I'm like, yeah, she probably wants to get him back.
It's for power.
Okay, yes, fair enough.
Yeah, I just rewatching it with that in my head, like, I wonder if she is like the hero of the story or if she's the villain.
Both.
I'm not saying he's the hero, but I don't know what okay, he did lie and he came over here for a green card. Like, a lot of people do that, and like, you know, there's only so pissed we can get at him.
Right.
Sorry he did this. So do millions of other
He's
people.
Heard it 1,000 times over. He gets it that was a shitty thing for him to do.
But there's also a million other people in your neighborhood that have done this too. So sorry. And he comes over and she's lied to him from the beginning too. That they have this great house. He gets to the house and he's like, this is your apartment? Uh-huh. And then she gets fired. Yeah. And then he didn't know about all the debt. And then he goes to that lawyer with like the swoopy hair.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you're a lawyer? like I usually don't ask to see like a college degree, but can I actually see it? And then Mohammed's like, I'm screwed. He's like, I can't go back to my country now because I can't afford it. And Danielle's not going to send me back. And I don't want to be deported. So I have to go through this. It was like the day of their wedding that he finds this out. And the lawyer's like, if you know, when you're married, you get half her debt, or you can get deported, or you can just
he could have gotten here and he could have left at that point too. You could have say that too.
He could have left back to...
He could have gone back home, Tunisia. I'm like, nope, you lied, bye. But he wanted it bad enough, too.
He stayed with her 2 years, though.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot of time to spend with Danielle.
At the end of the day, it was bad. Oil and water doesn't mix. They've gone their separate ways.
Who is Danielle finding, though?
Well, that's why she keeps going on the single life. You know?
I mean, it's getting cruel at this point for them to even be like me. And that's the other thing is like, yes, I don't like her at all. But I think she is a little, lower IQ. And she's so easily manipulated that these producers, like, this would...
Oh, that's why I can't watch it, because I do feel bad for her in that sense. Because
they're like, Danielle, tell us about this date you went on.
Right.
Did he give you his number? Like the one where she went on with the tiki bar, she told the guy that she was going to make him a mixtape, and then she made one.
And then she tells some of the dates right off the bat. He said my vagina smells. Like, don't lead with that. Yeah. Let's not.
That's like after they were going axe throwing. He's like, okay.
Cool. What do I do with that?
I mean, that really was like the biggest offense ever that Mohammed said. I mean, again, but
Right.
if you watch the tell-all, they are dragging it out of him. I hate Sean Robinson so
She's
much.
not the right person for the tell-alls.
She's a bitch. And then I also hate
Well-
Tamron Hall with the Sister Wives. I usually
Again.
like her on morning TV, but she's such a bitch to
They
them.
never have the right hosts for the tell-alls ever.
They need Dr.
They
Drew.
they're beautiful, but not the right person. Oh yeah, Dr. Drew. You know he would
Cody.
side
He would take Cody. He would so take Cody's side.
1000%.
He's like, Janelle, what are you doing wrong?
Cody's always been
Christine,
Cody.
you-
He's always been straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, she could have waited 6 months. I'm a doctor, so I know that. She could have waited the 6 months. She's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you made the right choice, Chrissy. It was very irresponsible.
I mean, Truly never said that she was thirsty.
Remember when Cody forgot Truly's name in the last episode?
My God.
Truly.
I guaranteed you and I think about Truly more than Cody does.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And by the way, I am starting to get annoyed with Truly now in this rewatch. Whenever she does like the couch time with Solomon, they're kind of cute together, but she gets way too close to his face constantly. And if I were Solomon, I'd be like, I need you to keep your space from me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need there to be a boundary between the two of us.
I'm glad you're saying
Okay.
it now.
Okay.
Now listen, now, lover, I will defend her till my last breath.
Who, Truly?
Yes.
Oh, because she was raised without
Well,
a dad.
because now we're seeing the full picture.
Yes, yeah.
That she was needing attention from her dad. So that's why she was maybe being a little bit more vocal and precocious. Because she needed to be.
And she saw that he loved Solomon so
Yeah.
much, so she's like, let me just do all my stuff with
Right.
Solomon.
Yep. Anything else that you need to talk about from the World Book Encyclopedia of 90 Day Fiancé?
I don't know. It's just been running through my head for like the past. I've only really been watching this for 3 days, I think.
Okay. Well,
So,
let's
but-
dive into this current season, shall we?
Yes.
All right. Now, Kim, 50, and Usman Sojaboy, 32, from Nigeria, currently vacationing / working in Zanzibar. By the way, been there. Just want to throw that out there.
All right. Yes. It's good.
I just want you to enjoy that again because I know it's probably the 4th time I told you. Very proud of myself.
great.
Okay, I don't get out much these days.
No, it's
The
good.
fact that I was there
I'm happy
at one
for
point
you.
in my life when I was much more adventurous. Okay. What do you think of these two? Is it going to last?
Oh, I see such a connection. He seems like such a great guy. I love that he just doesn't know what to say to her, so he's just constantly saying, Kimberly.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, stop.
That's the same as,
Stop.
look at you.
Look at
Hey, you.
That it really is the equivalent of that, though. If I were Kimberly, I'd be like, if you may not say that anymore. It's done. You've run out the limit.
Oh, it's like a how's the weather? Right?
What?
I said it's like a how's the weather? Like it's just a space filler.
It's something you just say. Yeah. I mean, this is not going to end well, but it should be explosive.
I think she's probably a fun gal to hang out with. I would love to go for
she's a badass too. I believe she could kill someone.
Yeah.
I mean, she said I could like strangle somebody.
I mean,
to
she's
death.
gonna
I
need
have
to
combat training.
soak her swollen ankles first. She's got to get the kinks taken care of, but
I hear
then she
that.
can
Yeah.
cut a man in two. I just wish she would do better for herself and see better for herself. Come on, Kimberly, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
He's
Whatever,
first
they
of all,
go-
he's a loser.
Yeah.
What
he's
are
a
you
loser.
doing? You can do better than this.
His friends are just like such hanger-oners.
Because he's nothing.
I know.
He's not an actual, worldwide artist. He was on a previous season.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him or his friends
Soja
that.
boy, Jesus. Now oh God, what's her name? Rosary. Is she not like the most beautiful person you've ever
Oh, I was just
seen?
gonna say she like has the same energy. Like I think it's just because she has like the short kind of blonde hair. But that girl that came over from South Africa,
I know what you're gonna say on Seeking Sister Wife.
Yeah, on Seeking Sister Wives. What's her name?
Angeline.
And yes, Angeline.
Yeah, beautiful, absolutely
Yes,
beautiful.
gorgeous.
Was she
Good
trying
energy.
to be snarky, or was she trying to be kind?
I think she was like, I have no interest in fucking this guy, and like, I think she was making it clear, like, hey, Kimberly, you have nothing to fucking worry about. Like, this is a business meeting.
And
set
she's
up by our
probably on the
agents,
same
just...
level as Soulja Boy. Yeah, we're getting exposure
I
here.
know, I think she's higher, because I did look her up, and it looked like her stuff's coming up as actual, like,
oh,
you know,
okay,
like
cool.
an artist would, like, if you type them into Google.
Okay.
Whereas Soulja Boy's all 90 Day Fiance. I guarantee that they're not actually going to
Oh,
collaborate.
God, no.
This was just like, let's get you some FaceTime on one of the biggest shows on TV right
great. Kimberly. Find yourself a nice gentleman in the greater San Diego area.
Yeah. In America, even.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhere, not in Nigeria or Zanzibar, because you can do better.
You could find someone in Nigeria or Zanzibar, not this idiot.
I can't imagine
This
the
idiot.
conversations that they had that she thinks that there was any sort of connection. And that she'd be willing to spend thousands of dollars on him, fly over there, knowing that he was like, well, we might be boyfriend, girlfriend after this. He should be getting her gifts. She flew her ass all the way there. It's crazy.
Yep. I mean, I'm invested. When does this come out? Tomorrow morning. This comes out on Fridays.
Ooh, you're right.
Is tomorrow Friday? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think we can all agree on that one. Let's talk about Caleb and Alina and Elijah.
Okay. I think it's hard to know how I'd be watching this if I didn't know the secret information that we know.
Right. Okay, I think everyone agreed going into this, Caleb came across as a huge douche, kind of an asshole, a wannabe hipster.
He's a hipster, yeah.
And Alina was like the sweet, got it together, smart gal. Elijah's a good wingman. But then, taking a little, dipping my toe into the Reddit pond, tides seemed to turn after Alina kind of pouted that she wasn't having sex with him. And then people were like, well, if roles were reversed and it was a guy pouting, like let's say it was Big Ed being like, you didn't have sex with me. I really thought that we were going to cuddle and things were going to be going. And the girl really wasn't that into it.
You know what's fucked up about what you just said? Is that we've never actually seen Big Ed pouting about that because he always somehow manages to manipulate women to having sex with him.
Even after he tells Rose to shave her legs.
He always gets his way.
And that she's got bad breath. Fuck you, dude.
I like at the end when she does tell him off, she slowly lays out each thing that you did. Then the mouthwash, I have an ulcer. So thanks. I brush every day, but thank you. And then the STD test.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I mean, it's hard to watch it without knowing what we know.
Yeah.
That he's a piece of shit.
Because a lot of people that from what I'm reading on Reddit, I know that sounds like, a lot of people I know on Reddit, they really don't like Elijah. It seems like it's like 60-70% of people are like, he's getting too
aggro.
Okay, but listen,
he's a little antagonist.
From what we know, she really had to have Elijah there to get around. He really is her lifeline there.
Well, he's also teaching Caleb as they go, kind of like, this is how you would do this. And then Caleb at one point is like, I lift weights. Okay, I can like carry her. And he's like, and Elijah's like, well, no, I'm just telling you how you would do it. Right. Because I've been doing it.
Right. And also lifting weights is different than this. And
than carrying a wheelchair with like a...
And he was huffing and puffing after like a flight of stairs. So I don't think you're that in shape. Okay. I really liked Elijah. I loved his reaction after Caleb was up in the balcony. He's like, the energy. And he was like, the fuck?
He's like, what the fuck?
Laughed so hard.
Which is us.
It was amazing.
That'll be us when we do, when I go with you to do ayahuasca and I'm not tripping. I'm like, you're like, we're connected, Amanda. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking
We just recorded a true life episode. I'm tripping on ayahuasca with Colin Drucker, the famous YouTube star Colin Drucker, about ayahuasca. And I really want to do it someday.
Yes, Jodie's going to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to put that intention out there. To mother ayahuasca. Good. I'm going to do it someday.
I would be in full support of that.
I'd be afraid of you coming with me. Because then I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to have horrible puking and diarrhea. And Amanda's going to judge me and she's going to see it. And then if there's going
to be someone around while you're shitting your brains out and puking,
you stand outside the porta potty and you sing, like to drown out noises and stuff.
Fine, I'll do whatever you want. I can hold your hair back, but I'm so unaffected by puke and.
You'll be my human fan. Just be like, to drown everything out.
Even just also having somebody that you know is outside the door, so like there's absolutely no chance of somebody barging in on you.
Like and just like that, right? I don't want to be Bridget Moynihan in the bathroom.
Yeah. Great plot line there.
Where was it? Oh, right. So Caleb and Alina, I just continually see Caleb as an opportunist. I think Alina believed that there was more of a chance than there was. I think Caleb absolutely led her on.
He's going to get eaten alive at the tell-all.
I'm trying to think about that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if Alina would get any backlash. If she gets any backlash, it's going to be that Elijah was too involved. But he's there, and he is helping get her around, and he's looking out for her. I wouldn't feel safe just Caleb and Alina.
No.
Because he thinks he knows everything, and he probably would have left her down there while he meditated for like an hour.
Oh, God. Definitely.
You know?
Yeah,
he's a know-it-all.
Like,
you can't tell him.
I think Kimberly would yell at him. Who are the other women on this show?
Let's see. Memphis. Maybe Memphis.
I think she would. Yeah, I think she'd yell at him. I think everyone would take Alina's side. Everyone at the tell-all, especially like the women, seemed to.
I still like her, and I do understand the double standard that she was kind of coming on to him and everything. But I think well, we know for a fact that he was not attracted to her at all. Again, we can't get too specific. I know that really sucks. I hate when other podcasters say shit like that. But listen, guys, he would not have gone into that room and even sat next to her that night that he got there had producers not made him do it. And the fact that he's going to make out with her and sleep with her just to like spite her friends.
At the end of that episode, like where he is making out with her, I felt so cringe watching it because I could feel how much he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, and he did that like, oh, hey there.
Ew, I hated that. Where like I can see how that it could be sexy if it was not that.
And that is such a specific guy thing.
Yeah, where they know nothing. Like, it's like the equivalent of saying Kimberly.
Yes.
You know that when her and him make out for the first time, he's going to say Kimberly.
If there's any straight guys listening to this, because I'm pretty sure that's a straight guy thing, right?
Yeah, don't say hey.
Don't ever go, oh, hey there. Oh.
Hey you. Hey, pretty.
That is the worst. Like, isn't that bringing back stuff from, like, college years for you? Like, it brings you back to that douchey period of male
mine wouldn't be college because like I got right together with Brad, but then like so it was like once I started dating after my divorce, so I'm like 30 hearing
they still do it at that age. Gross.
Oh, yeah, they don't evolve sexually.
What was I thinking? Or emotionally.
Yeah, come on now.
Ew. Okay, so he sucks. All right, Gino, aka Corky St. Clair, and Jasmine.
I can't. But I think that they do seem to like each other.
I think they click.
I'm like, maybe this is the new David and Annie.
Oh. Okay.
Where like it somehow works.
I'm going to say Gino is slightly above a Danielle. I think he's a little bit kind of quirky.
But he's almost as tragic.
Little slower. Yeah. I think Jasmine, you look at her and you're like, oh yeah, she knows what she's doing. But I think she's also kind of stupid. I think she's a little slower.
She's a nerdy, stupid Larissa.
Yeah, she's a lower IQ wackadoo. She's crazy though. She is OCD, stalker. That's what. There's a reason why Jasmine's single, because she is beautiful. She's got a great body. Yeah. There's a reason she's single and 34 in Panama.
But these two, I think, could be happy just like sitting and like watching. Oh yeah. Like, they both laugh at it. They'd laugh at like a Taco Bell commercial.
He needs someone who's extra observant because he is clueless.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
He won't realize how controlling and miserable he is, but he'll be okay with that.
How controlled and miserable, or how controlling?
He won't realize how controlled he is by her.
Controlled, yes.
And how miserable he is, but he's okay with that.
Wants that.
Exactly.
Like, it's like Ron. Not that my mom is controlling, but
your mom
Ron,
is Jasmine.
Like, wants. My mom kind of is. Like, my mom just completely dictates his entire life because
he's okay with that.
If not, I think he would just walk off a cliff by accident.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Gina would just be, I don't know, going from 7-Eleven to White Hen in Canton, Michigan, and just, that'd be fine.
Yeah, so these two might work out. I mean, I think they'll fight a lot. I feel like she could be physically abusive, possibly.
I think he's going to have to cut off all of his friendships with exes, females, sisters,
well, that's not,
female
that's
cousins he may have.
Sure. But, I mean, I don't think that's a lot.
Again, but he's friends with his exes because he's kind of clueless and doesn't realize, like, that's what you do when you break up.
Yeah, it's kind of a bless his heart type thing.
Yeah, he's harmless. She needs something to control, and he needs someone to make sure he doesn't, walk into the middle of the street without looking both ways,
But then also, if I saw an article in 5 years saying that he was like a serial killer, I'd be like, yeah, I guess that could track too.
I don't know if I see that evil streak in him.
Not evil, but just like psycho.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Like weirdo.
I'm going to yes and kind of yes and you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we learned that he lives as a hoarder, for example. Like there's that sort of a weird,
Like there's some mental, okay. But, I mean, I guess I'm rooting for these two. I mean, fucking whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it happen. Do we know if she has kids? Remind me.
She does. She has the kid. Doesn't it live with her, like, mom or something?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she has a son that lives with her parents. That's why she's like a Larissa. Okay, well then, I mean, this is probably going to be fine. They'll visit her son. They'll fly into Panama City. I think the hat choice was actually a great suggestion on her part.
Yeah.
That could be his thing.
Panama hats.
Mm-hmm. It looks pretty good on him.
I got it in Panama.
Mm-hmm. An actual Panama hat. All right. Let's move on to Memphis, another Michigan native, Muskegon. Yeah. Memphis from Muskegon, Michigan. Lots of alliteration there. And Hamza.
The deep conversations these two are having. Who posted, God, someone posted that clip of like, where he's like, no, I'm a sexy baby.
Oh my God. I'm a sexy baby.
And then I think Constantino wrote, I love that there's this one joke that is so inappropriate and you've never got backlash on that.
Because?
On that.
He's a sexy baby.
Yeah, because everyone knows this is just so. It's so.
Yeah, right. It is what it is.
It is what it is. The sky is blue and
gravity keeps us on Earth. Baby. And oh no, Lincoln's a sexy baby.
I said I corrected myself. Isaac was not a sexy baby.
No.
No. Alien. He's cute now. He just looked like a little alien. Sorry.
All right, so
most babies do.
Memphis and Hamza, who ironically is from Tunisia as well. Maybe he and Mohammed know each other. She's getting a whole lot of shit. She's getting zero love. She's being compared to Brittany. I don't know if you saw that season. Brittany and of course
she was on first season of Single Life and she had the braces.
Oh yeah. She's the villain
of that season.
I don't think Memphis is as bad as Brittany.
I like Memphis. I respect her. She put herself through freaking like hardcore nursing school with like kids. What's up?
Yeah, nurse practitioner, I think. I think she is a much better person than Brittany is. I really wish that she hadn't had sex with him in his mom's house. That was a horrible thing. But I think
and then it wasn't even good sex. That's the funniest part of it, is that it lasted 2 minutes.
Yeah, but I kind of blame that on Hamza because he crawled in her bed. She was very upfront, like, I want to have sex with you. She didn't want to be staying at the house, but he insisted. Again, she can say no.
Okay, no. I'm not even against them having sex in the house. Why is it like, 10:30 in the morning and they're still in there? Like, leave after
he didn't know the mom was going to be up. And I'm sure the producers didn't.
That probably happened at 3 in the morning. Why would he stay and sleep there? Just go back to the couch now. You came.
Or whatever time of day it was. I'm sure the producers tapped her on the shoulder, pointed to the door, and were like, Hamza, we need to record. I just feel like an old-timey video camera motion with, I don't know what that was. Jeez.
But, like, I mean, and also they were in such a precarious, like, he might as well just had his 2 hands on her breast.
Oh, my God. Memphis opened the door, and the door was open, but she was still turned to look at him. She's like, oh, okay, Hamza, hi. My stomach dropped. I felt that moment of like, oh my God, she's there.
I would just be so mortified. There's no coming back from that.
God. I mean, besides the fact it's terrifying to open the door and someone's face is right there. But your boyfriend's mother, who is super conservative, terrifying.
I've heard that you can actually die from a heart attack if somebody wakes you up with their face right on your face.
Oh, I believe it.
I believe it too.
One time when Dave and I were dating, I thought it'd be really funny. His roommate was there and Dave was snoring on the futon couch. God, men in their early 20s are so hot, right?
Was there even like a mattress pad around it or like a duvet?
There was a black cover on it, yes.
Black, good choice.
Yeah, I had a friend who made out with one of his friends on the couch, and there may have been like residue, and it was disgusting. I never sat on it again. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure we just dumped that in the dumpster after he moved. Anyway, I thought it would be really funny to plug his nose when he was sleeping so he'd stop snoring.
A classic.
And as you would expect, he woke up like swinging a right hook towards my face. Right. And I'm actually now in retrospect, I wish that he would have made contact so I could have gotten a free nose job out of it. It just met my deductible.
I was going to say, I think if you tried to do that to me, my whole face would explode because I already have such a deviated septum that if you plugged my nose, like things in there wouldn't know where to go. There's so much.
I had a deviated septum because I dove into a pool when I was 10 during a summer vacation to go see my cousin get married. Broken everything, but, you know, Jodie, your nose is fine. It's fine. Just put some ice on it. Right. And then I was deviated, and then I had to have surgery like 10 years later when I was 20, but the ENT wouldn't actually do the plastic surgery part. So all the pain, none of the perks. Anyway, he swung, nearly missed my face. And of course, I was like, oh my God, why would you be swinging at me? Yeah. I was super annoying. That's so me,
like, starting wrestling matches with boyfriends, and then I end up, like, accidentally, like, my head slightly
I learned that.
And I'm like, ah!
But we weren't even dating that long, and in that moment, he's like, well, you woke me up like that. Of course I'm going to come swing. Like, he was not apologetic at all, which is, like, totally him. Where was I going with this? I have no fucking idea. Die of a heart attack. I don't know. I just thought we could tell you guys that story that Dave swung at me once. It was cool.
Because she opened the door and the woman's face was like right there. Oh, right.
No, okay. Yeah, so all that's saying, you're going to go into immediate fight or flight in a moment like that. I get it.
Yeah.
So your body's just like, nope, not doing this, and you die instantly. So I guess what I'm saying is I almost killed Dave.
Yeah. Or you almost got yourself like.
Yeah, really exactly.
Punched. But so that's fine. Like the mother's mad, but then this bench conversation is just so. That is like the funniest line. No, I'm a sexy baby.
No, I'm sexy baby. And she's like, no, you aren't. That was the worst.
Like, does that always happen? Although that is really shitty, because like honestly, that could happen to any guy, especially on like the first time with a person.
Yeah, she shouldn't have brought that up.
And your mom's in the next room.
Hey, you're not watching Yellow Jackets, but something kind of similar happens in Yellow Jackets.
See, I would almost be more relieved as long as I got like a good orgasm.
I would not be able to get into it on the first night after a long flight in his mom's house. No way. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have been able to get there anyway. I just think that was a bad mistake that they decided that they had to have it then. And to bring this up, give him at least a second chance, a second, third chance at it. You got to have like hotel sex if you're going to be judging anything.
Yes.
Get out of here with that.
Sex is so gross and awkward. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, you can't judge him on that. Now, if you go to the hotel and it's just, boom, boom, boom like that every time, well, then you know your answer. Then you don't even need to ask him. Mm-hmm. Anything else there? But otherwise, I wouldn't say I enjoy her. I think she's fine.
Yeah, I'm not like, I mean, if they were not on an episode, I don't think I'd even notice.
Right. Okay, now we got to talk about Mike and Jimena. Mike, he's the volunteer firefighter dude. Yeah.
See, when Justine sent us that thing with,
where he looks like Gypsy Blanchard.
But truly,
he does.
Same mouth.
Yeah,
Same mouth and eyes.
Same nose-mouth ratio. I wish that he would just find... I actually think I was telling our friend Larissa this. I wish Mike would just find a nice librarian in the local Thiels, New York area, wherever he lives.
That's where I don't feel as bad for these guys.
But he's trying to go for some super hot Latina girl.
It's the same thing as Danielle and Mohammed. Because it's like, you can't feel too bad for her because it's like, well, what did you fucking do?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Exactly. On the other hand...
And I wonder if Mike would go for, like, a boring librarian. I wonder if he would. He probably wouldn't.
Probably not. Like, he needs a little... Sounds terrible, but like, he needs, like, a little mousy girl. Like, someone who's a little introverted, kind of quiet. Because then she can be, like, they could be, like, yin and yang. Because he seems like he wants to be kind of that outgoing, like, I'm from New York guy.
Yeah.
But he isn't because he's, like, the short brother, you know?
Maybe I should date Mike.
No, I don't see him with you. Because I feel like he does want to be kind of the dominant guy in the relationship, but he looks for the wrong girl.
And I'm not putting up with that shit.
Yeah, I don't like this. Because I think he does kind of get off on being able to provide for Jimena. Like, he's the hero. He's going to swoop in, you know?
I always get so uncomfortable when they introduce them to the kids.
Oh, like, my God. And I love you. Stop it.
Yeah, when Rose introduced Ed, she's like, here's Daddy. And he already knew him as Daddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now Jimena, I think, is a bad person.
Yeah, like, she pretty much admits it.
Yeah, I think she has a heightened sense of self. I think I read somewhere where they're like, yeah, she's like a Columbia 4. Now, speaking... as an Illinois 2, I completely understand that. Like, I think it's like Danielle, then me, and then, I don't know, maybe like baby girl Angela or whatever, or baby girl Lisa.
I don't know what she looks like.
But Jimena, I mean, she's a shitty person. Even worse, that she's putting her kids in there. And I get that.
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, let's talk about Rose. Of course, we understand her situation, why she would want to get out of there with her son. But Jimena's situation seems a little bit different. I think she's
got great family, like normal looking house.
Yeah, she's got a support. Well, Mike does pay the rent or whatever.
Oh, does
It just seems like Jimena's going to be the type of person that is going to get what she wants, no matter what it is, how she's got to get it.
No remorse either. No remorse.
Like the fact that she got pregnant with a guy who's going to be in prison for maybe murder or something for however long.
He was protecting his uncle.
Yeah.
Or something.
And you're going to bring a child into the world just because you want one with him, knowing that that kid's never going to have a dad in the outside life, I guess, outside jail. I just don't like this whole situation. And then, of course, in the previews, we see her saying, "You're disgusting. Your farts smell gross." And he's just sitting there because he doesn't understand Spanish.
Aww.
Uh-huh. The thing with him going back and the whole family there, I do think that's kind of a cultural thing. Because, like, when I would go see my sister in Costa Rica, the family would come over whether they wanted to or whether they would want him there or not. It's just like a... And I understand them maybe wanting to meet him because of the boys. But it's gonna crash and burn, and I feel bad for Mike. All right. Ella and Johnny, our last couple.
There's more people?
Well, hey, there's Ella and Johnny, and then there's actually another couple
Ella and Johnny.
That we haven't met yet. Some guy, Ben and Mahogany. We haven't met them yet. They're going to be on at some point. Lots of talk about this, too.
Ella, well, I mean, the cultural appropriation aside, because I don't know if there's anything we can say that's going to be that much more interesting than what everyone's been saying. I mean, it's gross.
True.
It's really gross. I know that, like, I assume that in Chinese culture, men are a little more blunt.
Oh, I know where you're going. Mm-hmm.
With like Colin just being like, oh, that when you go to make out with her, she will crush you.
Make sure you're not crushing her body weight.
Yeah, and he's like, no, don't think so. He's like actually thoughtful.
Coming from a guy who's
A fat
overweight
guy.
himself.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah, I don't like this. And this guy goes to a doctor, and he's like, the doctor.
I actually would be so down for this. Like, I want to contact Johnny and be like, can you get me a prescription? Because I would definitely try this shit.
Oh, these herbs and spices.
Yeah.
But the doctor's like, he tells her, like, you know, all this information. She's like, can I see a picture? And then he shows
Your
her a
door
picture.
just
She goes,
opened by itself behind you.
Oh, that was literally...
Oh, my God.
She slammed that shit open, dude. I think you can hear it on the track.
I almost dropped dead from fright in that moment. That was the equivalent of waking up with the face in front of you. Oh,
Hi,
my
Latrice.
God.
Walter woke up. She's like
Jesus.
stretching now. Sorry.
That was the freakiest thing, just seeing a door just swing open and you're just like, da-da-da-da-da. Ooh. All right. Guess you had to be there, guys. I'm sorry, what were we saying? Chinese
the
herbs.
doctor says, give me a picture of your girlfriend. And he shows her and she goes, well, in my diagnosis, she's overweight. I'm like, oh.
Extra weight around her belly. Can I just say, I
Thanks,
don't
Doc.
think she is that big. I mean, she's overweight.
And she has an active job, too. She's like riding horses around and shit. And she's like, she works on like a ranch.
I mean, it's just the way she's talking about herself and the way everyone's talking about her. It's like they're talking about Tammy. On, 1,000-Pound Sisters.
1,000-Pound Sisters, yeah.
Which
This is also a tall girl.
Yeah,
seems tall.
exactly. I mean, I need to lose weight too. Ella knows that she should lose weight for her health. But I just feel bad for like every conversation is centered around her weight. And I get it. My weight is on my mind 24/7. There's not a moment that passes by where I'm not thinking about
I hear that.
my body. So I understand.
Yeah, but I also don't want everyone else to be talking about it.
Exactly. Do you think Johnny is really into her?
I don't know. They seem like they're both fetishy with each other. She seems like she has like an Asian fetish, and he seems like he has like a BBW.
Oh, I don't think he does.
Big, beautiful. I don't. Well, maybe he was an American.
Totally naive, but I think he does have feelings for her. I don't know if it's love, but I think he's like really, really into her, and he does care about her. But I think what it's going to come down to is he knows if he leaves,
he's going to call her fat way too openly.
No, I'm wondering if he even gets there. My prediction is he realizes that he's going to go there, and if he goes there because of COVID, etc., he's not going to be able to see his son for a really long time, and he's not going to be willing to do that, which would be a horrible choice to have to make. But of course, you're going to choose your kids, Cody Brown, over someone else. And I think she's going to be heartbroken. He's going to be heartbroken, but it's just going to be put on pause.
All right.
But I just want her
I don't really care about them that much.
I want her to like get some therapy just for self-esteem first. A little projection of myself here.
You're not watching The Single Life.
I'm not.
I have to.
Here's why.
It's such
I can't watch Ed. I don't have any interest in seeing what Natalie is doing. Maybe
you fast forward through stuff. I fast forward through everyone except for Ed and Debbie.
Well, who else is there?
Jesse.
Don't want to see it. I can't with him.
Okay.
And then it's just Deb.
Crazy Eyes.
And I'm like, is there enough to watch Deb? Because I really don't like her. I think it's just the four of them.
I feel like there's someone else.
Is there really?
Okay, well, whatever. Oh yeah, St. John.
Oh, hate him. So I'm out.
Okay, he seems to have a really big
his
penis.
Little tiny caveman plaqued over teeth that he's grinded down to a nub. They're like little.
Oh really?
Oh, just wait. You'll see them. I mean, they are getting smaller and smaller by the day. You'll see, because you're gonna watch the journey go from the first time that you meet him to now, and they are like half the size.
I think I'm gonna start with Angela and Tony first.
That's Love After Lockup. Are we back to this now?
Yeah, well, same thing.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm gonna start.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep watching 90 Day Fiance and Just Like That, which I still need to watch the latest episode 6.
Yeah.
Called Diwali.
Called what?
Diwali.
Yeah, it's called Diwali.
I wonder if my girlfriend Carol is gonna be in it.
Carol. It's just the back of her. It's a terrible show, and I feel like we're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah,
so
but it's a fun season because it's all new couples for the most part. Now, if you guys are interested in learning about ayahuasca, etc., check out We Love to Hate TV. Link is in the show notes, and we're covering Sister Wives and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And on Total Request Podcast this week, we watched an episode of House Hunters? With that hilarious comic Steve-O. Not the Steve-O you guys are thinking about. And what else did we do?
Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Sister Wives.
No, what else did we do on Total Request Podcast?
Oh, Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers, which I'm kind of obsessed with now. I've been binging the episodes. Right. And stay tuned. Next week, we're going to be doing an episode of Hoarders. Oh, and you've assigned me actually an episode of And Just Like That.
And you have to be nice about it.
I can only say wonderful things about it.
Yeah.
Which is going to be...
say them sarcastically, though.
Which is going to be basically a 1-hour stand-up special. A comedy concert, if you will. Drop the mic. Hey-o.
Listen to this line. That was funny.
Check the box.
All right, guys.
All right. Well, stay tuned and we'll be back. Bye.